Hey y'all. Once again, happy Palm Sunday if that's what you celebrate. If you don't celebrate that at all, hey, just happy Sunday. If you're not having a happy Sunday, I hope it gets better for you. Um, how would I go about talking about this? Uh, I'll just come right out and just talk about it. Just come right out and say it. Um, it is hard to speak to a person who has already had their mind made up. It's hard to speak to a person who has already made up their mind about a specific subject or a specific person. I'll give you a perfect example of these many people on the internet, whether it be comic books or anime. They're both equally as crazy to me. When you get into a debate with a versus of who's better, and you speaking to a person that has like seems to have already had their arguments lined up, and this is what they believe, and you can't possibly deter them from their path, from their belief system. They believe this person is better, and whether it be a versus or a better hero or a better villain, their mind is already hard wired to believe in a specific belief. They're already set in stone, and this is what they believe, and nobody under heaven can tell them different. And even if you're in heaven, once you come down and tell them that they're wrong, well, you still got to question the source at this point, because I don't believe in that. That's how hardwired they are into believing what they really believe. It's hard to speak to people like that. It's hard to speak in to try to talk rationality into people that are hardwired into believing a certain way. I'll give you a more specific example. Uh, the the verses I've seen recently of Hancock, that Will Smith movie Hancock, him versus Thanos with a full Infinity Gauntlet, except for the soul stone. He has all the other stones and the gauntlet. This is MCU Thanos versus movie Hancock. I go into there and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's like 700 different ways that Thanos could easily beat Hancock. But you can't tell that to people who believe that Hancock is absolutely across the board invincible. You can't possibly touch him unless his wife is around. It's like talking to someone who has just convinced themselves there's no possible way you could ever defeat Hancock unless his wife is around. If his wife's not around, nobody could ever possibly defeat him. And I'm trying to tell them that this guy has a reality stone and he could possibly turn Hancock into his wife. Yeah, he could physically turn Hancock into his own weakness. But you can't talk sense into people who have already made their mind up. And that brings me to what I'm really talking about. People who have already made their mind up about you. You can't talk to them. When they have already just looked at you and have judged you and they think they got you down pat, you can't possibly do anything to deter them. Okay? Sometimes there are some people you just can't talk to. They've already made up in their mind. There's so many people. And by the way, if you think this is directly, if this is directed towards you, I'm gonna just go ahead and say I'm talking about people at work. There are some people at work that have just already made their mind up about me. About me. They look at me as a certain type of way, and they see how I dress, they see how I carry myself, and they figure they know me. They don't need to have a conversation with me. They know me. They've studied me enough, and that's all they need to know. They now know me. They know what I'm about. They know we'll never be friends. They know what kind of person I am. And that's all they need to know based off their observation. And I try to tell them what kind of person I really am because, hello, I think out of the two of us, I'm the bigger expert on me than you are. You try to tell them that, and it's like there are some people who are like they have already made their mind up about you. And then you get to these more specific, more annoying types of people who are like 95% sure they know what kind of person you are. 95% sure that they can't be friends with you. 95% sure they don't like you. They can't be friends with you. You're a bad person. You need to go. They're 95% sure. And you know what they do with that 5%? They take that 5%, walk up to you, try to greet you, and the greeting is a test. It's a test to see what you're going to do. If you don't greet them in their own mind, in their specific way that they think you're supposed to greet them, then they're going to walk back to their friends and then they're going to tell you how weird you are, how bad of a person you are. Oh, he didn't do this to me. She didn't greet me this type of way. And they're already 95% sure that you're bad. And the 5%, they're just looking for confirmation. Those types of people you can't talk to. You there is no convincing those types. It's so frustrating. And because I have in actuality I have a huge heart, I keep trying, and it's dumb. I know it's dumb that I keep trying, but I do. But anyway, point is there are some people that have already made their mind up about a certain belief, and those types of people you can't talk to. Just just walk right on by, go about your business, just continue being you, and just let them stew in hate. It ain't gonna do nothing but hurt them in the long run. Just keep being your great self with or without their approval.